Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is our second episode of the scholarship series, and today we're going to be talking about income-based scholarships. So before actually cracking on with our video today, I want to clarify a few things, just 3 caveats. I need to clarify that not all scholarships available in the market that are income-based will be mentioned in this video because there truly are just too many. And at the same time, all the scholarships mentioned in this video will not necessarily prevail when it is your time to apply for these scholarships. Reason being, when the time comes, there might be circumstances that would be faced by these scholarship bodies. For instance, if they are facing financial instability or if they have any problem for the matter and they decide not to provide a scholarship, they can. So always keep that in mind. Secondly, I have to clarify that I will not be including scholarships for SPM students or undergraduate scholarships because I don't want to confuse my viewers, firstly, of course, and at the same time, I want to make it SPM scholarships first. And if for any reason SPM students would really like to know more about SPM scholarships, do leave a comment and I will try my best to do as much research as possible and provide you with something informative at the same time. Thirdly, I will not be talking about scholarships that are monetary based or are bondless and just give you money. For example, scholarships that give you 15,000 ringgit per year for you to cover your tuition fees. The reason is because although these scholarships are very useful for many people, I don't think these scholarships can cover full tuition fees. And eventually, as time passes, I will eventually be covering these type of scholarships, but just not for today's video. So let's crack on with the video. Now for the big questions. What are income-based scholarships and why do they exist in the first place? It's quite straightforward actually. Income-based scholarships are scholarships made by companies or organizations or whatever it is to help people with lower incomes, because people with a lower income would have a lower ability to fund their children's education or their own education, for example. And that is why we have income-based scholarships, for companies to then provide CSR, corporate social responsibility, towards these people who really require funding to ensure that they can attain some sort of education. So to just round that up, it means giving opportunities to people who cannot afford that opportunity. And that's what income-based scholarships are about. So what are a few examples of scholarships that are needs-based in Malaysia? So I'm going to give you a few common scholarships that are needs-based first, and then at the end I will give you 3 scholarships that are really important, but of course you can only apply for these scholarships if you fall under those circumstances. So stay tuned. Firstly, we have the one scholarship that everyone goes crazy for, Yayasan Saim Dabi. The reason why everyone goes crazy for Yayasan Saim Dabi is because it is an overseas scholarship. But of course, then we have the rest of the scholarships in the list. We have the Yeo Tiong Lei Scholarship. Then we have George Kent's Tertiary Education Scholarship for engineering and also infrastructure in general. Karang Craft Scholarship, the Yayasan Peneraju Pendidikan Bumi Putra Scholarship. And you can also check Jeffrey Cha, because Jeffrey Cha provides a lot of scholarships. Be sure to check out his website and be updated with it. And now for the 3 special scholarships. Firstly, the MIC, MCA, and UMNO or PAS scholarship. So basically, these scholarships are scholarships that don't exist as concrete scholarships or aren't open scholarships to anybody at all who wants to apply for them. So you don't get an application form, for instance. Instead, they practically just mean that if you have decent or good exam results, then you can go on to your political representative or your adun or anybody who holds political power to go and request for a scholarship or some sort of funding because you cannot afford your education. Now, that is one alternative to the common scholarships that are needs-based. And then secondly, we have private colleges who do have special low-income scholarships. I will not be mentioning any colleges, but you do have the 3 main private colleges that everybody knows, and it will never harm you to go and ask if for that particular year they do provide any income-based scholarship if you really are struggling financially. And thirdly, we have the special case Ministry of Higher Education Financial Aid for OKU, and that is a scholarship, of course, specifically for OKU. And these are scholarships that are really important. They will really help individuals under particular circumstances, and I really hope that you are aware of the existence of these scholarships in the first place. Are these scholarships any good? Funny question. there's been quite a misconception and stereotype going around where people say that firstly, the scholarship bodies don't even provide these students the proper means compared to like Bank Negara or Petronas or Khazanah. And the second stereotype that exists would be that the students attaining these scholarships aren't even students that are good, because the circumstance is that they are needs based or income based. And I can assure you now itself that all of that is just utter BS. None of that is true. Firstly, realize that students who are from low income families don't necessarily do badly. In fact, so many of these students who get straight A pluses are from low income families. They're exceptional students who can do wonders, and trust me, one less iPad Pro for them isn't going to stop them at all. These are crazy students, and them getting these low income scholarships doesn't mean any less to them. It just means that they are getting another step ahead to ensure that they can escape whatever loop that they are trying to escape. Secondly, the scholarship bodies themselves are providing as much as possible to these people, these students. And essentially what that means is that they are ensuring that these students who have so much of capabilities are able to utilize all of their potential to ensure that eventually they can escape the loop of poverty, to escape the loop of low income, essentially, or a low household income. And that's the beauty of it. It is that these scholarships ensure that these people have the opportunities, and these opportunities will ensure that these students attain success. So no, these scholarships aren't bad at all. In fact, I really do love these scholarships, especially when the right people attain them. But speaking of that, now let's talk about the problems of income-based scholarships. From the very beginning of this video, we've already established that this type of scholarship is essentially made for individuals who cannot afford an education from low income backgrounds. And the big problem with this scholarship type itself is that many people exploit the fact that it is income-based. What I mean by this is that many individuals, from two types of examples. Firstly, individuals who have their own businesses or have parents who run businesses, they are not people who receive a fixed income. Hence why they are able to easily write down in the form saying that they don't have a fixed income, or they can just write down that they are unemployed. And that essentially means that they can claim that their family household income is very low, or below the limit that has been set by that scholarship body, for example. And that essentially means that you're qualifying someone who is exceptionally rich to apply for a scholarship made for people from groups of poverty or individuals from the B40. And that is a huge problem. Second example would be people who have parents who have already retired but had huge salaries or huge incomes in the past. Hence, they would have a lot of wealth, but despite that, they would still apply for a low income scholarship because they can technically fill in the form saying that their parents have retired and they don't have an income, qualifying them to be people of low income groups because their technical fixed income would be less than 5,000 or 3,000 or whatever is set by the scholarship body. And what that means is these individuals with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of ringgits in their bank accounts are applying for B40 scholarships or income-based scholarships like nobody's business because they want to save up their millions so that they can go for trips in Europe and enjoy their times there. And that is so wrong. And I really don't condone that. Don't get me wrong, if you're an individual from a rich family, a millionaire background, or even just have money in general, and you want to apply for a scholarship, I say go ahead, that's entirely your choice. However, the distinction should be made between the types of scholarship that you apply for. If you were to apply for Khazanah, Petronas, Bank Negara or JPA or any type of scholarship that doesn't really take your income into account as much, then go ahead. However, if you were to apply for a scholarship that literally is made for individuals who will suffer without that scholarship, for people who cannot put food on their table because they have to pay for their son's education in a local university, or for people who have to give up education, tertiary education as a whole, just because they cannot afford to pay for education, then you are not only having wrong principles in your mind, but you are literally a monster. So I really feel like the simple principle of humanity has to be applied for you, for me, and no cap, just for everyone. I really hope that this video can reach someone from such scholarship bodies, because I really think that it's very important for a change to be made towards the metric or the system that separates what a low income individual and a high income individual is and are. These loopholes have to be covered somehow or other, because I don't think it's right that opportunities from innocent people who really deserve such scholarships can just easily be stolen away from individuals who just have more privilege and much more opportunities than them. So I guess that's all that I have to say about these scholarships. If you're already a needs-based scholar, then kudos to you, congratulations. If you're applying for a scholarship like this, then good luck to you. If you really want people to be informed about scholarships in Malaysia and you want to ensure that more and more people don't lose out on such amazing opportunities that our Malaysian system itself provides, then be sure to share this video and click on the subscribe button to show your support. Thank you and ciao.